Eliza Harrington stepped off the dusty train in Cedar Creek, Montana. Her gown was torn and stained with blood from a rough encounter with rowdy travelers along the route. Trembling and alone, she scanned the deserted platform until a gravelly voice spoke her name. Buck Harlan, a rugged rancher with a scar across his jaw and storm-gray eyes, approached with quiet steps. Seeing her shaken, he said nothing, just draped his jacket around her shoulders. As they rode toward his ranch in a creaky wagon, Eliza learned that the letters inviting her west weren't written by Buck at all, but by his brother Sam. Sam had passed the previous autumn. The truth struck hard, yet something in Buck's calm presence stirred her pulse. They reached his homestead, a sagging shack, a rundown stable, and a thin patch of wheat. Inside, the simple warmth of dark tea and rough wooden furniture steadied her nerves. Outside, Buck crouched to measure the soil. 12 inches deep, he said. Prime earth, enough to keep us alive. Eliza blushed, misunderstanding his meaning. I came here for marriage, Mr. Harlan, not impropriety. Buck laughed softly. I meant the soil, Miss Harrington. That's good ground. Her embarrassment faded into shared laughter as dusk fell. Yet when the stars emerged, a distant howl rose across the plains. Wild or something worse, neither could tell. That night, wind rattled the shack while Eliza lay awake, haunted by memories of the train. She saw Buck pacing outside, his limp visible in the lamplight, a relic of a bronco mishap years ago. They spoke quietly through the window until the night softened between them. Days passed. Eliza learned to tend goats, cook hearty meals, and practice with a shotgun while Buck watched nearby. They sang old songs, laughed often, and when nightmares woke her, Buck brewed tea by the fire until calm returned. One golden evening, she told him the place felt real, like something worth belonging to. Later, searching for him, she found Buck kneeling before a weathered grave marked Sam Harlan. A faded portrait dangled from a chain around his neck. Sam wrote you, Buck admitted. He thought bringing hope here might save this land and maybe me. Eliza's eyes softened. Then let's keep that hope alive. Rain broke overhead, washing the dust from the air. Their clasped hands reflected in the puddles like a quiet promise. But as the clouds drifted, faint murmurs echoed from the valley, unwelcome voices carried by the wind. By early July, the rain was gone. The ground cracked and the crops wilted. The spring ran thin and neighbors diverted the stream, claiming repayment for Sam's old debts. Buck's patience wore down. He stopped speaking much, shoulders tight with defeat. One blistering night, Eliza stood firm. You can't quit, Buck. This land's worth fighting for. Her words hit something deep. They worked side by side, digging trenches beneath the red moon. The labor broke skin and bone, but not spirit. When they stopped, caked in mud and sweat, Buck grinned faintly. Maybe this dirt really is worth 12 inches of faith, she smiled. And maybe faith is what brings rain. But before dawn, the faint rumble of hooves rolled through the valley. Not thunder this time, but men. Eliza leaned on her spade as Buck straightened beside her. Across the ridge, 4 riders appeared. Broad hats, scarves masking their faces, rifles at their sides. Get behind me, Buck said quietly. Their leader halted. Harlan, that stream's ours, settlement for your brother's dues. Buck's jaw clenched. Sam paid what he owed. The man spat into the dust. Then pay again. Eliza stepped forward. We've earned this land with work, not theft. The men laughed. The leader sneered. You've got fire, lady. Shame it won't save you. With a mock salute, they fired a warning shot and rode off into the dusk. Buck exhaled. They'll be back. From somewhere in the dark, a single gunshot cracked, a warning or the beginning of something worse. That night, the shack flickered with firelight. Eliza paced while Buck polished his pistol at the table. I should have sent you east, he said quietly. This fight's mine. She knelt beside him, placing her hand over his. No, it's ours. I didn't come here to run anymore. Their eyes met, his stormy with grief, hers fierce with resolve. Eliza finally spoke of the attack on the train and her long search for belonging. Buck listened, his hand covering hers. I lied about the letters, he confessed. But meeting you, that's the truth I didn't see coming. Their faces drew close as the flames crackled, a tender understanding kindling between them. Outside, a wolf howled, but inside, hope stirred anew. Then, Somewhere in the distance, a gunshot shattered the silence. At dawn, they hitched the wagon and rode into Cedar Creek. Whispers followed them through the dusty streets. In the tavern, Buck faced Zeke Barlow, the man from the ridge, now barefaced and drinking. "This ends here," Buck said. "The debt's a lie." "Prove it," Zeke growled. Eliza stepped forward, pulling a crumpled letter from her bag. Sam's final note, confirming payment. The constable examined it, nodding. "It's settled, Barlow." Zeke lunged. The room exploded into chaos. Chairs shattered, fists flew. Eliza smashed a jug over a thug's head while Buck fought through, his limp unyielding. When the dust cleared, Zeke was in irons, muttering curses as the lawman dragged him out. The townsfolk offered cautious cheers. But even as Buck and Eliza rode home, he muttered, "Men like Barlow don't quit easy." High in the hills, a lone rider watched their wagon disappear. Back at the ranch, Eliza cleaned Buck's wounds beside the well. "We did it," she whispered. He smiled weakly. "No, we did it together." Then thunder cracked. Rain poured at last, soaking the ground. They laughed, spinning in the downpour as the parched earth drank deeply. But joy turned to alarm when riders burst through the mist. Zeke's kin, guns drawn. "Not finished yet," one shouted. Eliza grabbed the shotgun standing beside Buck. Lightning flashed as shots rang out. Buck took a graze to the shoulder, but Eliza's aim sent the attackers scattering. When the silence fell, Buck leaned on her, breath ragged but smiling. "You said 12 inches of soil," she said softly. "Now I want the rest, your faith, your heart," he grinned. "All of it's yours, Eliza." As the storm eased, the wheat gleamed under sunlight. Yet far off, a new rider appeared against the horizon, carrying news that might change everything once more.